The ERi-TV news broadcast crew and I, Delayed Sahaya, are now ready for your daily news briefing at 10:30 local time. But first, let us catch up the major headlines. Meetings on implementation of development programs in Northern Red Sea region. Congress of Board of the new ERi-TV. Putin blames failure of the U.S. policy in Mid-East conflict. And Putin talks security with Malian leaders in third phone call in 2 months. On our local news, the governor of the Southern Red Sea region, Ambassador Mohammed Said Mantai, called on strengthening community-based implementation of the set-out development programs. Ambassador Mohammed Said tour of inspection in Ferrer, Grirol, Adulu, Hameret, Ran and Ti'o from 3rd to 6th October and visited additional schoolrooms constructed by the public and members of the defense forces and the construction of terraces, water diversion schemes and was provided briefing by the program coordinators. Commending the initiative and contribution of the members of the defense forces, Ambassador Mohammed Said urged for timely completion of the school's renovation. Ambassador Mohammed Said also appreciated the participation of the public in the water and soil conservation activities. The board of the National Union of Eritrean Women branch in ERi-TV subzone held its 4th Congress on 10th October. Speaking at the occasion, Mr. Muhari Yohannes, administrator of the subzone, indicating that the equality of Eritrean women has deep meaning, for it has been realized through practical participation and sacrifice, and called on members of the branch to diligently work for the development of their union to the higher level. Reporting at the event, Ms. Mulu Beyene, head of the board of the union branch, said that encouraging activities have been exerted in recruiting new members of the union branch. Ms. Samainish Habte, head of the union branch, on her part, called on board members to strengthen participation in the implementation of the programs of the union branch. Ms. Alan Belai, head of the union branch in the central region, also gave briefings on the role of the Eritrean women inside the country and abroad in national affairs. The board also elected 8 members of the board members. One-month training on choreography has been provided to 48 members of the defense forces in Batkala. Colonel Solomon Siyum, head of the Information and Promotion Unit at the Ministry of Defense, said that upgrading the skills of members through organizational vocational training programs is the mission of the unit, and called on the trainees to upgrade their trainings they were provided, particularly on the ground. Commending for the training opportunities they were provided, representative of the trainees expressed readiness to play due part in the development of the art in the country. Colonel Solomon handed out certificates to the trainees and special awards to outstanding trainees. Mr. Omar Yahya, administrator of Ginda subzone, noting on the significance of the training and extended financial support to the organizers of the training program. The viewers will be back with the international news shortly. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Russian President Vladimir Putin on Tuesday said the explosion of violence between Israel and Palestinians showed the U.S. policy has failed in the Middle East and taken no account of the needs of the Palestinians. Putin's spokesperson Dmitry Peskov said on Kremlin was in touch with both war sides and would seek to play a role in resolving the conflict, but did not specify how. Peskov warned that the conflict risks spilling over into other regions. Putin took the opportunity during talks with visiting Iraqi Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani to blame the sharp escalation on the years of the U.S. policy in the region. Putin said Washington had sought monopolized effort at forging peace and accusing it of failing to seek workable compromises. The United States, he said, has ignored interests of the Palestinians, including their needs for their own independent Palestinian state. On our last news, Russian President Vladimir Putin discussed trade and security with Mali's leader on Tuesday in their third phone conversation in less than 2 months, the Kremlin said. The frequency of Putin's contacts with Mali's interim president, Assimi Goïta, underlines Moscow's strong interest in building its influence in COP-prone Sahel region of the Western Africa, where it is cultivating strong security ties at the expense of France and the United States. The two leaders discussed their mutual commitment to the further strengthening trade and economic ties, security cooperation, and fight against terrorism, the Kremlin said in the statement. Goïta echoed its post in social media and said, "I expressed my gratitude to all the support and the Russian provides to Mali." Goïta, as a special force commander, was in several colonels who led a military coup in 2020. He then seized the interim presidency in the following year. Western governments and NGOs have accused Wagner of committing grave human rights abuse there is elsewhere in Africa and the Middle East. Dear viewers, we've come to the end of tonight's news. Let's have a quick recap of the headlines. Meeting on the implementation of the development programs in Southern Red Sea region. Congress of Board of News in Galanafi. Putin blames failure of the U.S. policy in the Middle East conflict. And Putin talks security with Malian leaders in the third phone call in 2 months. That is all of our local and international news. Thanks for watching and have a good night.